Hey everyone, my name is Shayna, and I love children's literature. I am a educator of over 20 plus years. I'm a mom, and my aha moment with children's literature happened probably about 18 years ago, where I was in the middle of reading Oh, the Places You Will Go, and I broke down in tears. It was in that moment that I realized that a lot of children's books actually have some hidden messages for adults, for us big people. And so, what I like to do is to read some of my favorite books from time to time and really break down some of the lessons that can help us as parents, as friends, as caregivers, and just as people in this world where everything seems to be turned upside down around these days. But also to give parents some helpful hints and tips of what they can do when they're reading aloud with their children, and be able to increase some bonding time and make some memorable memories centered around some favorite children's books. So, because this is a faith walk for me, I thought that it would be appropriate that the first book that I share is one of my favorite books that I have loved since I was probably about 2 or 3 years old. I am a huge Sesame Street fan, and one of my favorite characters was Grover. It still is Grover. Um, but this book, it came to mind when I started throwing around the idea of doing these YouTube posts with these children's books, because it speaks to a lot of the things that we as adults tend to do, and we are afraid to turn the page. We're afraid to move forward because we fear what is on the other side. And that's what this book is called. It is called The Monster at the End of This Book, starring lovable, furry old Grover. Hello, everybody. All right, let's read. The Monster at the End of This Book by John Stone, illustrated by Michael Smolin. This is a very dull page. What is on the next page? I'm going to try and move this up. There we go. What did that say? On the first page. What did that say? Did that say there will be a monster at the end of this book? It did. Oh, I am so scared of monsters. Shh. Listen, I have an idea. If you do not turn any pages, we will never get to the end of this book. And that is good because there's a monster at the end of this book. So please do not turn the page. You turned the page! Maybe you do not understand. You see, turning pages will bring us to the end of this book, and there's a monster at the end of this book. But this will stop you from turning pages. See, I am tying the pages together so you cannot. You turned another page! You do not know what you are doing to me. Now stop turning pages. There. I, Grover, am nailing this page to the next one so that you will not be able to turn it. And we will not get any closer to the monster at the end of this book. How many of you have had this internal conversation in your head? I know I have. All right. Do you know that every time you turn another page, you not only get us closer to the monster at the end of this book, but you make a terrible mess? Have you made some messes of some things when you've been turning the page? This will stop you from turning pages. A heavy, thick, solid, strong brick wall. I would just like to see you try to turn this page. Do you know that you are very strong? And we as adults know that we have to be strong to tear down walls that we have built up. The next page is the end of this book. And there is a monster at the end of this book. Oh, I am so scared. Please do not turn the page. Please, please, please. Well, look at that. This is the end of the book, and the only one here is me. I, lovable, furry old Grover, am the monster at the end of this book. And you were scared. The end. I told you and told you there was nothing to be afraid of. I forgot to show you the page. Sorry. Here you go. Oh, I am so embarrassed. So, as I close the end of my first YouTube video of reading to you all, I won't lie and say that I was gung-ho and excited. I was scared. Still a little scared. But the only person that was holding me back was me. And so I want to encourage you that whatever that thing is that you know you have to do, whatever that thing is that you know is inside of your child, tell them not to be afraid. Hey adult, hey big person, don't you be afraid to turn the page. Stop putting up those walls. Stop tying things together that don't need to be tied together. Know that the only person that's holding you back is you. There's nothing to be afraid of. Turn that page. You can discuss this with your kids about what are those things that they're afraid of doing. What's keeping them back from trying that one thing new or those several things new? That would be a great conversation to have in the car, around the table, when you're going for a walk, even when you're talking to your parents or your friends. What are those things that we feel that those dreams that we wanted to push forward and try, but we were too afraid to do? There's no monster at the end of this book. We're the ones that are keeping us back. We're holding ourselves back. So stay encouraged and stay tuned for the next read. Hope to see you the next time. Bye.